This is the car that Toyota could have built and chose not to. Say hello, finally, to the production Nissan Z. Very little changed from the prototype Z to the production car, and that's a good thing. Nissan designed a very handsome two-seat coupe and included many retro cues without overdoing it. It's pretty plain to see that the S30 240Z was the key inspiration behind the new car's look, but it's been thoroughly and tastefully modernized. Gone are the 370Z's awkward V-shaped headlights and the weird bulldog underbite front grille. In their place are squinting oval headlights framed on the top and bottom with DRL light bars, and between them rests the squarest grille I've ever laid eyes on. Interestingly, and perhaps refreshingly, that's all there is to the front bumper. Performance models will get a chin spoiler, but beyond that, there's no fog lights, no fake grills, nothing else to pull your attention on the front of the car, and I think it is elegant in its simplicity. Moving to the hood, the power bulge that is a staple in the Z's heritage is alive and well on the new car. The hood is aluminum and similarly devoid of any fake vents and other stick-on nonsense. Looking down the side of the car, Nissan has again opted to simplify. Gone are the bulky and gaudy silver door handles from the 350 and the 370Z, replaced by a visually simple slot behind the edge of the door. The side skirts have a black accent, preventing the side from appearing completely featureless. The side windows taper much more smoothly upward to the rear hatch, and the Z badge has been relocated from the front fender to the C-pillar behind the window, much like the original 240Z. And in keeping with modern trends, a contrasting roof color is also an option now, and I think it looks excellent. At the rear of the car, the design is much more sculpted and stylized than before. With the 370Z, the car was, in a word, round. The taillights were an awkward attempt to make Nissan's flying V styling motif work in a sports car application, and I doubt anybody will lament their demise. Instead, the rear of the Z emulates the look of the 300ZX with a full-width black surface, modernized with LED shapes in the taillights. This gracefully caps off the wide rear fenders and provides a much more coherent visual end to the rear hatch. Below the rear glass is a deck lid spoiler, absent from the prototype. Under the taillights, a purposeful rear bumper makes the back of the Z seem far less bulgy than the 370. A gloss black emulated diffuser gives the bottom edge of the bumper a more premium look as opposed to just textured black plastic. Finally, twin chrome exhaust tips appear to hang in the exact same position as in the previous generation. Under the hood is where the most exciting new feature lays. Replacing the 3.7-liter V6 is the 3-liter twin-turbo V6, similar to the one found in the Infiniti Q60. This engine produces 400 horsepower and 350 foot-pound of torque, and it can be mated to either a new 9-speed automatic transmission or a close-ratio 6-speed manual. That means that the new Z will be the most powerful Japanese sports car that you can get with a manual transmission. Suspension geometry will remain similar to the previous generation, with double wishbone suspension at the front and a multi-link setup at the rear. The brakes will be 2-piston at the front and rear, with the option of a performance package upgrade that includes 4-piston front calipers and larger diameter rotors. The performance package also includes larger diameter raised wheels and Bridgestone Potenza tires. As for the chassis, it is a complete carryover unit. Literally, they share the same part number. Inside the car is arguably where the most improvements have been made. Where the 350Z and the 370Z were overwhelmingly plastic and seemingly designed to be stripped, the new Z is modern, sporty, and seems like a pleasant place to be. The stack of buttons and knobs flowing up the middle of the dash has been replaced with a large touchscreen that operates everything except the HVAC. That, refreshingly, is operated by 3 knobs level with the shifter, as all cars should be. Centered on the top of the dash is the classic triple gauge pod, this time displaying boost, voltage, and turbo turbine RPM for some reason. In front of the driver is a striking new feature, a fully digital gauge cluster. This screen can be customized in a wide variety of ways, including a G meter, boost, oil temperature, and coolant temperature. Lastly, new colors have been added as options for the interior, including black, blue, red, and yellow for the launch of the Proto Edition, which is styled after the Z Proto concept car. Nissan claims that the new Z will start at a somewhat shocking $40,000. Those looking to put their Z on the track will want to opt for the more expensive performance package, which adds sport seats, better brakes, a limited slip differential, and larger wheels with performance tires, so they can expect to pay more for their new toy. However, the base model car still receives the same 400 horsepower twin-turbo V6, and is priced comfortably below the cheapest Supra, with a 150 horsepower advantage and a manual transmission. It's pretty clear whose lunch Nissan is trying to snatch. All things considered, keeping a car like this below $50,000 means that Nissan could take the JDM Performance bargain crown for this decade, as long as the Z's performance matches what it puts on paper. And with such a good-looking design, both inside and out, I have high hopes for this car when it debuts. To say that Nissan has had a rough go of it the past couple years is an understatement, so let's hope that this new machine puts Nissan back on track.